Good morning. I've been reminiscing a little bit this week as I've been finding us all sheltered in place and just kind of taking the time to think back. Back when Marsh and I were in our early 30s, we were living in Houston, and we had some good friends, Dr. Mike Berry and his wife Frankie, and they had lived over in Europe. He was in the Air Force. And they said to us, you can go skiing in Europe cheaper than you go skiing in the Rockies. And we said, that can't be true. But they looked, and sure enough, we found that we could go fly to Austria. We could stay in a hotel 7 nights. We could have breakfast and dinner at different restaurants, and we would have our lift tickets all for $1,100, $1,100. Now, this was 30 plus years ago, but still, we weren't making a whole lot of money, but we could scrape together that much money. And 1 year later, we soon found ourselves, all 4 of us, on an airplane headed to Bad Gastein, Austria. It was incredible. We were in this wonderful old historic town, staying in this beautiful hotel. We were assigned a person who was kind of our contact person, our travel guide, if you will. Her name was Anka. Anka was a young lady, but being in the travel industry, she was already well traveled. And she was so cute and fun and energetic. A number of times we invited her to go to dinner with us and just to be with us as we were doing things. She made sure we knew how to navigate everything we needed there in Austria. Well, one day she said, "Would you like to go on a sleigh ride?" We said, "Absolutely." We cut our skiing short to about a half a day, and then we got home and got all cleaned up. She came by and picked us up, and we went out and got into an old sleigh. There was a man who was going to be driving the horses. Anka sat up front with him. It was a small sleigh, just big enough for the 4 of us, 2 on each side. It was a cold night, and it was snowing, and we were bundled up in the blankets. And we headed up through this Austrian forest. We were out in the middle of nowhere. And with the snow coming down and the bells jingling in the night, it was just beautiful. We got to the small little cabin out in the woods, and there they had dinner prepared for us. We all went inside. We had dinner. The place was a couple 100 years old where we were staying. We had a wonderful dinner, and then it came time to head back down the mountain. During dinner, it had stopped snowing. The skies had cleared, and now the moon was out. We got in that little sleigh, and as we started heading back down the mountain, it was truly one of those picturesque, beautiful moments that more than 30 years later, I've never forgotten. The moon was shining. There were so many stars out in the night. You had all these trees that were heavy with snow. The bells were jingling there on the horses, and as we were riding along, just visiting, I said out loud, "This is so beautiful." And Anka, without turning around, spoke up, and I don't know if she was just kind of talking to herself or what, because she was just still looking forward, and she said, "Yes, it is so beautiful, it is dangerous." I heard her and I said, "Anka, what did you just say?" "Oh, nothing." I said, No, I think you just said, it is so beautiful, it is dangerous. What did you mean?" And she waited a moment, and then she said, "It is so beautiful that it is easy to forget all those people who are so in need, whose world is not so beautiful. People who are hungry, people who are going without, who don't have a home. No, it's easy to forget for all those people where life is not so beautiful. And if I forget, I will lose my happiness." That was more than 30 years ago, and I've never forgotten that. The truth of the matter is, you and I live in a very beautiful place. We're staying inside these 4 walls right now. I know a lot of times it's feeling like we're going to go stir crazy. Let me tell you, the overwhelming majority of us, we're living in a place of real beauty. Late last year, I traveled to Kenya, Africa. We're going to be starting a new mission there one day. And as we were out looking at places, all the little homes that I saw, no one had running water or electricity unless you lived in the city. No, I've seen so many different places where life is not near what we have. And you don't have to travel all the way to Africa. You can look right here in Oklahoma City. It's easy to forget that we are so blessed. And yet if we'll take time and recognize just how blessed we are and how beautiful it is, then we need to make sure we don't forget those who are not so blessed. life for whom is not so beautiful. You know, Jesus said, you fed me when I was hungry, and you gave me water when I was thirsty. You visited me when I was sick, and you clothed me when I was naked. You visited me when I was in prison. And the people said, when did we ever see you and do this to you? And Jesus said, when you did it unto the least of these, you did it unto me. Enter into the joy of your master. To find joy, it really is about remembering those whose life isn't quite so beautiful. You and I have an opportunity right now. We have a responsibility right now to look beyond ourselves and try to reach out to those who are not so blessed. Remember, this year our theme, love your neighbor, no exceptions. Have a blessed day.